I think it's very hard to define personally, because justice, who are we to judge anyway, But I think when it comes to protecting the marginalized and the people who are at risk and disadvantage and having all these issues, somebody needs to stand for them. So I feel that's sort of saying social justice is society's responsibility to bring justice to people who need it, whose voice is never heard. I think there is a huge role that media can play to expose social injustice. I think that because there's such a lack of awareness in every sense of the word, people don't know how many kids are suffering, how many kids are at risk, like our foster care system is broken. Kids are from dysfunctional families, then they are gone and people are dumping them into foster care system. Foster care parents very often hurt the kids even more. These are children. So I think when you think about the role of media, I just see that if they can start telling these stories, maybe we'll make some changes. Maybe other people will say, you know what, we need to fix the foster care system. Maybe we need to help families to keep their own children, because there might be some sort of a group of people that can help them. I think what happens is with media, we like to be sensational. And so we're trying to find that story that would make people pick up the newspaper and read it. Then on the other hand, we have that people don't want to hear sad stories. The issue, I think, is that people would rather not know about it. I think domestic violence has now got a lot more publicity, so that's kind of good. I'm sure there are a lot more issues that we don't hear much about, but I'm sort of been, because for me, sex trafficking, there is labor trafficking, there's organ trafficking, and in Sri Lanka, where I've lived a lot of my life, there's also been child soldiers, child conscription, but we don't have that anymore because the war is over. So when you run out of big people to fight a war, they start looking for little people. Media has a huge role they can play with bringing awareness that can then work in the area of prevention. People want the story. So by using stories, you can get people engaged, get their attention, and then it might be a nice place there to even give some solutions. I think there's, I can see a huge role there for media. First, we need to be responsible for our own actions. We need to take a look at our own lives and say, are we being unjust or not just? Are we hurting others? Are we not even meaning to hurt people, and are we hurting others? Next step would be, is there something you can do to stop others from hurting others? And so I think everything begins with you individually. And then if you can get a small group of committed people, you can do something amazing. I think, if you can live by example, maybe somebody will see it, maybe it'll change their lives. But that's a huge goal, almost unachievable. But you can take little baby steps and get somewhere. So maybe my question is to you, what are you doing to make a difference in someone else's life?